What's up, guys? SMW here with Assault Force 5. Today, I thought I'd bring you something a little bit different, something I'm really excited about. Although you can't see my eyes, but you can see my hands. They're all over the place, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Anyways, it's an idea that me and Disco Dan have been throwing around for a while, and that is the concept of doing personal deck profiles. Why personal deck profiles? Well, I'm glad you asked, or didn't ask. If I could touch your nose, I would. It's kind of weird. Yeah, whatever. Personal deck profiles, we feel like, are a great way to get to know who we are as individuals here on the channel. I mean, hopefully you care about our individuality. If you don't, I mean, fine. You're just here for the videos and we understand totally, whatever. It's a joke. Also, it gives you a little bit of insight as to what we like to play and what we enjoy. So this deck here, I really enjoy. And if you want to know exactly what kind of scumbag SMW is, so next time you see my face, you could put a deck to my name. That is Cyber Dragons. I love Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragons are probably my favorite deck to play. And next to Blue Eyes White Dragon, I've got about 8 decks. Keep that in mind too. So this is only one of 8. This makes up another one, but it's not complete. I never did get my White Stone of Ancients or other necessary cards from the 10s. So I'm kind of bummed about that. But one day I will show you Old Faithful. And before this gets any more awkward, I'm going to get into this deck profile. But before I do, I want to plug in our Twitter account that we just recently signed up for. So if you want to get on the Twitters and, I don't know, chat up a storm with us or find out when the next episode is, you can just be like, hey, Assault Force 5, what the fuck, where's the next episode? And then we can, we can reply to you. You'll get it when you get it. I mean, none of you have been that bad, but thank you for that, by the way. Anyways, now we're gonna get into this deck profile. Again, I love Cyber Dragons. I could talk for a very long time, and by very long time, I mean by the length of this video about how much I love this deck. Anyways, so starting off, we're playing 3 Cyber Dragon cores. This guy is the core of the deck. If you're not running 3 of these, then stop. Play a different deck. I mean, politely though. I say that politely. This guy, when normal summoned, lets you search for 1 spell or trap cyber card and add it to your hand. Thankfully, we're not playing the crappy version of this card, or crappy version of the cyber card, the trap anyways. We're playing the one good card, and that is the spell. This card, when summoned, searches this out. We run 3 of these dudes, the cyber repair plant, and yeah, that's what his first effect is good for anyways for this deck. His other effect is when he's in the grave or on the field, he's always treated as Cyber Dragon, so that's a plus. When he's in the grave and you control the monsters, you can banish this card and summon a Cyber Dragon from the deck. So that's pretty good in my opinion. Also, he combos really well with another spell card that we love to run 3 of, and that we'll get to when we get there, and that is Machine Duplication. So essentially, when you summon this dude, you activate this and bring out 2 Big Daddy Cyber Dragons. Fun stuff. But, excuse me. Pardon my French. Next, we are playing the one of Maxi. This deck lacks draw power, and Maxi fills that void. Also, nobody likes playing the Maxi challenge, except Cyber Dragons, because when you play Maxi, we really don't care. We just power bond and you're done, unless you have the out. 9 times out of 10 you probably do, some magical way. Next, we're playing 3 of the worst Cyber Dragon second worst Cyber Dragon, and that is Zwei. Zwei is good up until you get to the part where you have to reveal a spell card and to make a Cyber Dragon while he's on the field, and the fact that he only has 1500 attack. He gains 300 when he attacks. Yes, that's good. He becomes an 1800 beater. Woo, lad. I mean, it would be better if he was 1800. And also, he's countered a Cyber Dragon in the grave. Again, if he was 1800 and didn't have to have a spell card revealed to make him Cyber Dragon, he'd be good. But, I mean, he beats Proto Cyber Dragon. Definitely. So, that's why we run 3 of these, dude. I would take out one, personally, and find something else to put in, but I like having multiple targets for Cyber Dragon fusions. So that's why we run 3 of him. Next, we're playing 3 of the better dude, known as Cyber Dragon Thry. When he's normal summoned, you can choose to make the level of all your Cyber Dragons become level 5. So if you have core on the field from a previous turn, or if you special summon Cyber Dragon, you can summon this dude, make him level 5, and you can, overlay for Cyber Dragon Nova. He's really good. The other effect is he's always treated as Cyber Dragon when on the field or in the grave, and he, when removed, can protect one of your Cyber Dragons from destruction effects. So if you're, or by battle, so if your opponent Dark Holes, you can banish this with Nova's effect and protect it, and Nova doesn't die. Although you would want Nova to die so you could bring out, Cyber End Dragon or whatever, which we do play. But yeah. See how we run 3 of him because he's good. He's better than Zwei. But, yeah. Oh, another reason why we run this dude is because we play 2 of the Poor Man's Galaxy Soldier, and that is Solar Windjammer. This card does not need your opponent to have a monster on the field, and you don't have to have a monster on the field to summon this. You just, there it is. And then, the other thing is, when he's summoned, his attack and defense are half, but that's no big deal. And then when you only can control one of these dudes, but his level increases by 1 every turn. During your standby phases, keep that in mind. But, I mean, he doesn't stay around that long to see that happen. The main thing is summon this, summon that, activate its effect, make him level 5, and exceed. And he's also searchable off a repair plant. If I could change this, I would take out one of those Zweis, these right here, and put in Galaxy Soldiers. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Next, we're playing 3 Cyber Dragon, no fancy name, because he doesn't need a fancy name. This guy right here, you need 3 of, obviously. There's nothing else much to say about this dude. He just special summons himself when you control the monsters and your opponent does. Oh, you need this version. If you're going to play Cyber Dragons, you need this version. Because that's the best Cyber Dark Dragon. The other one's absolute horrible. It's just shit. There, I'm just going to say it. Not censor myself. Then we're playing the last 2 monsters in the deck, and that is Jinzo. 2 Jinzos. Jizno here is a walking Royal Decree, but is targetable by Kaiju, Kaiju spam. So you summon this, you're like, yeah, what are you going to do? Oh yeah, Kaiju. Here. But, I digress. This card is really good. It was really good back in the Chimera Tech format. He's still good in the sense that he can help enable some OTKs by the fact that, your opponent's got back row, you summon your Cyber Dragon, but then, tribute for Jinzo, and then you still can make a Power Bomb play. Now your opponent can activate traps to stop your attack. I mean, it's a great, great card. Just the Kaijus hurt it. If I could, Star Destroying Kaiju absolutely would replace this dude. Even though I love my Jiznos. Star Destroying Kaiju is probably the better alternative because he's searchable off of Repair Plant and just overall really good. Because then he makes for good combos with Chimera Tech or Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. But I'll kind of talk about that later. Power Bond. I run 3 of these. Why? Because it's Power Bond. If you activate Power Bond and you don't kill your opponent in the turn that you activate it, if I can stop fidgeting with the cards, you take damage, and you make it easier for your opponent to win the game. So don't do it. Make sure you can win. Make sure you got that win condition when you do this. Yeah. And then we're playing 3 machine dupes. Why 3? Because 3, you need this. You need this, and you need Power Bond, and you need Core. If you got Core in hand, and Machine Dupe, and Power Bond, it's GG. If you don't open with either of these cards, proceed to game 2. initiate scoop phase. I repeat, initiate scoop phase and try again. No, I don't think 3 machine duplications is too gloggy. To some people, yes. To me, no. Because I want to see it as often as possible. Then we're playing 3 Cyber Repair Plant. Now this is probably too cloggy. And I'll probably be the first to tell you it is. Or not the first, but the last. Or not even the last. I won't be the first or last guy to tell you this. There we go. Getting it. I'm getting it. Not bad for my first deck profile so far. Anyways, if you have a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, you activate this card. You can activate one of the following effects. Add a light machine monster from the deck to the hand. This is where Galaxy Soldier or what's his face? The Kaiju would be really handy to grab. Same with Solar Windjammer in my case. And then you can return one of your light machine type monsters from the graveyard to the deck. You target it and return it. Am I reading that right? I am reading that right. So, and if you have 3 in the grave, 3 Cyber Dragons, you can activate both effects. Next, we are playing 3 MSTs. This card right here, you bet your ass I would change this to Twin Twisters or Cosmic Cyclone in a heartbeat. I know this card is dated and Twin Twister is the better card, but $8 for a common was a little steep when it came out. So, would I change these? Absolutely. Next, we're playing 2 Instant Fusions. Why? I'll get to it when I get to the extra deck. 2 Pot of Desires. This is probably the iffiest card for me, and also why I run multiples of every card in the deck. Pot of Desires, you draw 2. But you banish the top 10 of your top 10 cards off your deck first. That's my only problem with this card. But it says draw 2. So I don't run 3 because I don't want to see the 3rd one in my hand when I activate the card. Or 2nd or whatever. Board wipes. Dark Hole Raigeki. This should be 3 Dark Holes, but Konami says no. Foolish Burial, we're getting to the one-ofs now. This helps get some Cyber Dragons into the grave to make Cyber Repair Plant live, and also helps with Overload Fusion. Limit Removal. You set this, your opponent goes to attack, you flip Limit Removal, and you go, got him. Or, if you want, let's see here. I wonder if you could actually chain, no, it has to be with your opponent's effect. But I wonder if you could actually chain this with Cyber Dragon Nova's effect, targeting Dry, removing Dry, making a 4,200, and activate this to make him 84. And then at the end of the turn, you could choose which effect resolves. So you activate Limit Removal first, he can't die, and then Nova's protected because of Dry. So correct me if I'm wrong. YouTube, please. I love you. Overload Fusion. We're only playing 1. I've seen decks play 2. You only need 1. This is not the Chimera Tech Overdragon format, sadly, but this card is really handy if you've got Cyber Dragons in the grave and you top deck this. Nothing says screw you, and like quite like Overload Fusion when you pull it off. I'm sure there's other, I mean, the fusions itself is going to say it, but that's just me. Reasoning. My reasoning for this is because opponent declares level 4. I mean, they get it right. Sure, it goes to the grave. Is it going to mill your, all your cards that you need? Probably, but again, that's why we run triples of everything. So, before I skewer this anymore, skewer. You activate Reasoning, they call for maybe the Dry hits the grave, or you get Cyber Dragon, or you get Gisno. So this card isn't terrible in this deck, it's just that one of tech card that I like to play. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Even if people say it might be a bad idea, but it's good. That's it for spells. The only trap we're playing is Imperial Order. I know pendulums aren't as good as they used to be, so you don't have to worry about that threat as much, but board wipes are still a thing. Your spell and traps, spells that are, affect your monsters are still a thing. So this pretty much here mitigates that. And that's why we play it. To also lock out the opponent from doing anything, and when it's your turn, you hopefully can finish the game. Because if you can't, then that keeps you from doing your plays. That actually might be a bad card. Would I take that out? Yeah. Ouch. What happened to my... Oh yeah, this card thing was bad anyways. Deco Talker. Link formats here. I don't have a whole lot of Link monsters, so this is the only one that I have. I mean, aside from the other two from the structure deck. The other thing about this card is if you want to extend your plays besides just the one fusion or exceed monster, you're going to need this. But we normally don't get to turn 3 because we finish in turn 2 because we're awesome. Our instant fusion target. Cybersaurus. I don't have the other fancy machine card, and this guy kind of fits the bill because he is a machine card. So you go instant fusion, summon this, summon Dry, and then you overlay. Or you summon Solar Windjammer, activate this, or you go Cyber Dragon, summon this. Yeah. Next, we're playing 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragons. I love this card. I would honestly make this 3. When he's summoned, depending on how many fusion monsters you use, pops that many spells and traps. And if you send light machine monsters to the grave up to 2, you can attack that many more times. So 3 times the total. Overload, 2 times is normally enough. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Would be better if I had the Kaiju, but essentially if your opponent's got machine monsters and you got Cyber Dragons, take those monsters. Do it. Or if they have Cyber Dragons. Cyber Twin Dragon. I love this card. It's a target for Nova, but sadly it's the superior version when I go to Power Bond. If I go to Power Bond, I want Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon if I know they have back row. But it's still a good card. Because I'm an OG from the Power of the Duelist format. If I got 10 machines in the grave and I got Overload, you're damn right I'm going to summon this card. This guy is good. Mega Fleet, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. If your opponent's got a monster in the extra deck zone, or extra monster zone, you summon Cyber Dragon, whoop, suck it up, 2400. It's pretty good. Or if they got 2. Cyber Dragon, that's the other target for Nova, and because I'm an OG, don't Power Bond for him, ever, unless you're just being totally lolsy and want to lose 4,000 life points at the end of the turn. Nova. What more to say about this card? Goes into Infinity, which you should be playing. Remove a Cyber Dragon, gain 2100 extra attack, and when he dies by an opponent's card effect while you control it, you can summon a fusion monster. Volcosaurus, because spot removal, but he's less effective because, you know, of Dry combos. So if you can make or rank 5s without using Dry, he's good. And then lastly, we're playing 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities. I love this card. He's a relinquished. He gains 200 attack for each material that's equipped to him. And, oh, almost forgot. He summons back Cyber Dragons. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he gains 200 attack for each material. So if you don't use this effect, or Nova's effect to summon Cyber Dragons back, he's 2700 when he hits the field. And he can negate card effects, and that's also kind of the reason why we run the Imperial Order, so that way if your opponent tries to Dark Hole this, you don't have to waste the materials or that once per turn effect. You can Imperial Order and then save its effect for something better. Alright, this has been the deck profile, guys. If you liked it, let us know. We'd be happy to do more of these. We've got tons of decks, about 30. So, also, again, like I said, be sure to follow us on Twitter if you want to know what's going on. You might even see some snippets of upcoming episodes to Why I Hate Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you just want to chat, that'd be a perfect way to do it. So, it's been SMW, and I'll see you guys in the next video that I'm in. Which are probably the next one. Later, my dudes.